Hello.
Land of the free, baby. We are back.
Back in North America.
USA.
Europe
It's
couldn't
good to be
contain us.
back.
I have something top of the show I want to get out there
Oh,
just so we don't miss it. Top of the show. And we'll
okay.
move on to normal topics. There's a little business. We're going to cover just a hair of business.
A little family business. I don't know what's coming here.
While over the last week or so, we've had at least 2, maybe 3 different sponsors directly say to us how valuable the ads are. So I
That
just
is
want to
true.
say, if you're a business out there, you pay the $1,000, you get on the show, get your ads read, you make new customers, you make more money, you buy a bigger house, you have a happier life, all from
Mhm.
Mostly Technical. Get those ads in.
Our sponsors are probably making so much money, they're digging garages before I am.
That's true.
That's
We are too
unbelievable.
cheap, kind of, I think, but
I gotta wet
yeah.
my beak somehow, you know?
I know, man. But yeah, Ittybit came up to me. Paul Ittybit said his ads were doing good. Jesse Hanley had a tweet about it.
Paul from Ittybit was thrilled. He was buying me drinks. We were hanging. I like Paul
guy.
from Ittybit. He's cool.
Yeah, that was a good time. He was at the party.
He was.
But we're gonna hire ourselves. So
We are.
All right. So last week we traveled to Laracon EU to see the people. I got there a couple days earlier than you. Nice little plane ride. Had the mint. Very nice. Watched Sinners on the plane, which I think you should watch. I think you'd enjoy it. I wanted to let you know that you should check that out. It's my first time watching it. It was a little out there. It's a little crazy, but I like crazy. So
is this a show or a movie?
It's a movie. Oh boy,
Okay.
It's a movie. It's like the biggest movie of the year, and or second biggest, first or second, how you want to look at it. And it's sort of a it's set in the 1930s. I think it's Louisiana or somewhere like that. And like I could do it. It's ostensibly it's got this whole vampire angle to it, and so it's sort of horror, okay, but it's I wouldn't call it's not like a real horror movie to me. So I don't like horror.
Sinners.
But it was not horror in my opinion. It wasn't Freddy Krueger.
We're still doing vampires.
You know, that's like the only thing that sells in the movie. Like the only thing that can get people to go to a movie theater to see is horror movies and like the superhero stuff. And even the superhero stuff's kind of like fading a little bit. So everybody's making lots of horror movies now.
Superheroes are played. Oh, this is a Ryan Coogler film.
Ryan Coogler, very sharp writing.
Michael B. Jordan. Okay.
Oh, Michael B. Jordan is so good in it.
He's so freaking cool.
The writing is unbelievable. I actually think, to me, the vampireness of it was the least interesting part. I actually think it would be awesome to have this movie. Like, I want a prequel to this movie where we get to see where him and his Michael B. Jordan plays twins.
Oh, no spoilers.
Well, that's not a spoiler. You get that in the first minute.
Oh, okay.
And I want to see their whole backstory. I want prequels. No vampires. You can sprinkle a little mystical stuff in there, fine. But like, they kind of hint at their backstory, but you don't really get the whole thing. So I hope there's a prequel. It was very good. Very much enjoyed it.
I really used to think that Haley Steinfeld was Jerry Seinfeld's daughter.
Okay. Well, there we go.
So I'm very up on pop culture. All right, Haley Steinfeld, Michael B. Jordan, a Ryan Coogler film. I'm interested. I will add this to the list.
Yes, do it. Anyway, so that was my plane ride. Got in, played some poker, a little pregame before other people got there, did some touristy stuff. And then you showed up. I happened to see you in the lobby. Yeah.
Yes, I showed up. We traveled to Europe separately together and saw each other for 8 minutes over the whole trip.
For literally 8 minutes. Aaron was between sleeping and butterflying. Like, you were either sleeping or butterflying around the whole time, and I could not get my hands on you. It was like,
dude, I got absolutely wrecked on jet lag. It was brutal. So I tried to leave as late as possible to make it easier on Jennifer. So I don't want to sprain my arm, pat myself on the back, but that was pretty good. So I left Texas at like 3 or 4 o'clock p.m. It's like
it's a big mistake.
Big mistake. Huge mistake.
Not late enough. You need to go later.
Not late enough. No.
Yes.
It's got to be either earlier or later, but it was, I picked the worst of all possibilities. And I landed in London at 7 a.m.
Oh, your layover. Oh,
Yeah, which I don't mind a layover. We've discussed.
yeah.
I don't
Right.
mind a
Yeah.
layover. But I landed in London at 7 a.m. So I was just getting into like super late Texas time, and then I missed nighttime in Europe, and I landed and it was the morning and just absolutely devastated. So I
You
showed up
didn't
to the
look good.
hotel. No, I felt bad. Showed up to the hotel. My room wasn't ready, of course.
Mhm.
So then I just kind of milled about for a little bit, saw some people, and then went and finally crashed for like 3 hours in the room. And then the next day I slept till like noon. So it was kind of rough. I wouldn't recommend doing it that way.
Yeah. I'm usually a bad jet lag guy, but, did a little research, this new technique, I really liked it. I left very late. I left like 11:30 at night. The flight actually took off, or 11 or something like that. Got there at noon the next day, and then I
That's
just had
the
to power
move.
through till
Yep.
like 8 o'clock. So it was another 8 hours after I landed. It was totally doable. Um, no nap. I slept for like half an hour on the plane, which I knew I wouldn't sleep on the plane. If you're the sleep on the plane 4 hours guy, then none of this even matters. Like, you can just sleep on the plane overnight. It's great. But that's not me. So I slept my half hour, stayed up the rest of the night. Actually, could have stayed up to like 1 in the morning because I was like, "Oh,
Of
I'm just
course
gonna
you
play
did.
poker,
Of course
whatever,
you did.
play poker." And then slept like 10 hours. The longest I've slept in probably 15 years in a
Ah,
one straight sleep. But it was, yeah, till like whatever it was, 11 or something. And then felt like $1,000,000. Felt like, boom, I am here. I'm totally on schedule.
must be
Felt
nice.
fantastic.
I was
So
sleepy guy. I was sleepy guy for much of the trip.
yeah, you were
Um,
sleepy.
but we have to set the record straight
Okay, let's do
because
it.
there's been a lot of maligning and a
Mm.
lot of fake news,
Fake
fake
news.
fake propaganda news.
Total
I have
propaganda.
heard through the grapevine
Mhm.
from some just totally horrible liars that
Yeah,
you
yeah.
lost money
Oh, I hate when you say
on
that.
this trip. That's what
No,
I'm
that's a lie.
hearing.
That's
And
a lie.
it's a lie.
It actually is a lie.
What
That's a
is going
lie.
on out there? People are cherry picking
They're cherry
anecdotes
picking.
and not
Yes.
looking at the entirety of the situation. So Ian,
Yes.
how much European money did you extract from their economy?
Well
Probably 20% of their GDP, but
well,
how did we do in poker?
if we're going poker, I gotta give a whole it's gonna be a little bit of a story, so we got a little
All right.
arc here. It's gonna be 5 minutes. So,
Let's make it 3 and you got a deal.
alright, here we go. So I actually the poker started before Europe because I stayed
Ugh.
the night before the plane ride. So in order to get this good plane ride that left late, that didn't cost $8,000, we might have talked about this on the show already, I had to go out of Boston. So
Okay.
I went to Boston, I stayed at the Wynn Encore Boston the night before and played poker the night before and the morning of the flight. So I
Of
got a nice poker
course.
session in, and I was up several thousand American dollars
Very
there.
very healthy to play at night and in the morning. That's
You
very
got
normal
nothing else to
behavior.
do. You're
Yeah, of
bored,
course,
you
of
know?
course, of course.
So then got on the plane, went to Europe, played poker, won 3 straight sessions in a row, was up about 6,000 or something like that.
Ooh, that is
Then
20% of their GDP. Okay.
that's right. And then here's what happens. Daniel Colborn is
Ah,
he's a little bit of a bad luck guy for me. And then a
he's a
little bad luck.
maligner.
And also, when you're with your friend at the table, it changes the dynamics a little bit. You're a little more maybe aggressive, a little more taking chances you shouldn't, whatever. So with Daniel Colborn, I lost in my last 2 sessions,
Hmm.
and that was a bummer. Especially the one before last was kind of nothing, but the very last session, I lost 3,000 back, and that was very annoying. So
Ugh.
overall, I'm up still nicely on the trip between the US dollars and the euros. It's all fine, but yeah, I was down at the last session, which is where these horrible rumors came from.
Horrible
Fake
rumors.
news that we should cancel the people
We
saying
should
these
cancel.
things.
We should do canceling again.
Yes, let's get back to canceling. I want to cancel the people who tell the despicable lies about me. Don't worry, I
Yes.
was
Well,
up
I
in
am
poker.
here to defend your integrity and to cancel people. That sounds great. It's been
So
a
we
couple
should turn
years
the
since
show
we've
into
had
that. Let's get that.
a cancel
We'll
fest.
call people out. But it was good. Yeah,
Good.
I also got to play poker with Tom of Laravel,
One
COO.
president and COO of Laravel Holdings
Yes.
Incorporated.
So I did not know before this that Tom was a poker guy. He's not he was more of a back in the day poker guy,
Hmm.
not as much these days, but he knows how to play. And we got out
That
there. We
fits his
played the night with him.
personality. I mean, the accountant, COO, intense
Yes.
competitor,
Yeah.
like,
He was
I'm
locked in.
0% surprised.
He was, like, all into the he knew all the math
Of course he
stuff
did,
and,
he's a
like, yeah.
genius.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. It's always fun to get, like, a new member of the Laravel crew
Yeah.
kind of in the poker
In the
fold since there's
degen
not that
circle.
many.
Yeah.
Yes! So we got another degen. So maybe at Laracon US, we'll do a little formal, informal Laravel
That would
poker
be
thingy.
fun.
I think that'd be cool. And
That
we'll
would
have
be a lot of fun.
a better place. The place in Europe that only had a few tables, so I didn't even, like, try to drum up too many people because it's, like, it was actually quite hard to even get a seat. Although it worked out actually perfect the night me, Daniel, and Tom went. But anyway, Laracon US will be in Boston, big poker room,
You're not gonna see
lots of
Ian at a
people.
single talk.
You
He
might
and
not see
Colborn are
me
gonna be
the whole
burning up the
time.
tables the whole
No,
time.
no. I was at Laracon EU plenty. I wasn't only this is well, it will be harder in the US because here's the thing. In EU, they're very EU-ish about it, and the poker room's only open 8 PM to 3 AM. So it's a fixed time, and that's it. You can't be there the morning after. You can't be there after lunch. They're not open. They're only
Nanny
open
state.
8 PM.
Unbelievable.
Yes, it is nanny
It's
state.
unbelievable.
I kinda liked it, to be honest. It was kinda nice because it was like there was no pressure to go. It's like, kind of things are done for the day. Go play a little poker. It's great.
Well, I'm happy you're up. I'm happy
I
that
am up.
all of the haters have been canceled.
Losers.
The losers, so sad. So
I
thank
should
you
have been
all
up
for
more,
your
though.
attention to this matter. All right,
I should have been up more, to be fair. I should have been up more, but that's all right. Wins
you
win.
just gotta chase it. That's how you
Yeah.
win in gambling. You just keep
I
chasing.
have winner's tilt. I have winner's tilt a little bit after that because it's like you won, but you're still sad and mad. It's like you lost, but I didn't lose. I won, but I still am sad and mad about it. That's called the winner's tilt.
There's a life lesson in there. You won, but not enough, so you're still not happy. I don't know what the lesson is, and I refuse to interrogate it, but there's something in there.
There's probably something there. Yeah.
All right, where are we going? What do you want to do next?
All right, well, we should cover Laracon EU, right? Like, or should we want to? Let's do that first.
We can roll right into it.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of coverage of it. I don't know if we need to cover every angle, but
we don't need to cover every angle. Highlights, obviously, the party. Just a great party. Sam, what's her last name? Sappenfield, I think.
Sure.
Sam, Sam something from Laravel and Jinsey Abbey planned this whole party. It was great. Super awesome location, and huge turnout. Just a ton of people there. And it was so fun. Lots of great conversations, lots of great hanging. So well done to the Laravel team for planning such an amazing party. And now we can reveal there's a party at Laracon US that I was very confused about several episodes ago. So if you feel like you missed out, come to Laracon US and come to the Mostly Technical party on day 0.
Yes, and it's going to be a big old party. Much bigger than any party we've done before. So
that's right.
Big party. That should be a lot of fun. I think I want to give a proper shout out because I think it was her name Paulina working the front there.
Yes,
She was involved also.
Paulina's the finance queen, so thank you /
I didn't realize that.
apologies to Paulina.
Okay.
Because through no fault of our own, Ian, I will say.
What's that?
I think we blew the budget pretty hard.
Well, this is what happens when you're a diva. You know, when you're a diva, you do what you got to do.
You do what you got to do.
Pick up the pieces of your actions, and that is how we're living.
I got a minor earful from Paulina the next day. I asked, do you guys have any T-shirts back here? And she's like, I'll give you the receipt for last night's party, and then you can buy a T-shirt. I was like, oh. What happened? What did we do?
They were a little abusive. I feel like it's like they were charging like 25 euros a drink or something. It seemed like we got a little screwed on that part. But we're going Americana next time. We're going kegs of beer. We're going cheap liquor. So get ready for your Coors Light and your Bud Light and your cheap tap beer, and that's what you're getting, people. But it's gonna be fun.
Bring your cutoff jorts and your boots because we're going pure Americana.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, party was great. I love a pack party. So even though it was like bursting at the seams, I'd rather have bursted at the seams. I am a little bit worried about the US party because we're gonna have this big room to fill,
I know.
We gotta fill it. It's gotta be at capacity because I don't like it if there's room in there. I don't want any room. I want it to be
Maybe
packed
I'll walk around the outskirts like a sheepdog, just herding people
towards me.
into the middle, yeah,
Yeah.
so that it's really crowded in one area.
Uh, we never get to talk at the party either. No party. We're over 2 and
No,
talking
of
at the
course not.
parties. Which we're supposed to work the room. I get it. We're working the room.
We are
I
supposed to
lost my
divide and
voice.
conquer. You did. You always lose your voice.
Man, I gotta
Um,
figure out how to not lose my voice.
yeah, a lot of good people. A lot of good people showed up. Got to meet some
Yeah.
new people.
Yep.
We had an emissary from Ruby on Rails, Stephen
Mhm.
Markheim, came by. He
Mhm.
was just in town, so that was super fun. Paul from IttyBit that's where I got to
Yep.
meet him for the first time.
Same.
Um, yeah, a lot of fun, and I feel like it's just such a good. Somebody wrote a blog post about their Laracon EU experience, and I feel like
Mhm.
the night or day zero event is just such a good conference function to
Yeah.
like get people warmed up
Mhm.
who maybe have come in not knowing anyone, and this is
Yep.
like a smaller, more casual place than like I'm gonna walk into this giant conference and sit down and hope someone sits next to me.
Yep.
So I
Especially
like
when
it for
everybody
that.
has for the most part, we've kept this. I'm sure there's some people who don't listen to the show in there, but, like, the vast majority of people have at least heard the show who are at the party, and so I think that's kinda nice too for the opening party because it creates a little, like,
Yes.
touch point. People are, "What do you think? Isn't Aaron an idiot about this? Can you believe Ian
And the
that?"
answer's
Like,
no.
no,
Yeah.
you're right, Aaron's doing everything right, and, like, so people can have the little stuff like that comes up, and,
Agreed.
like, you do hear about that, and so I think that's kinda nice, rather than just being just Laravel is the only touch point. It's like there is this other external
Yeah.
touch point. So, and that's the other cool thing. I love all my children. Don't get me wrong, but I do especially love the people who come just to the party and are
Oh,
like,
dude. It's great.
I'm just here for the show. Like I'm
Mhm.
not even going to the conference. I just
Yep.
happen to live within 3 hours of the venue, and I've come into town for the night, and I am here just for the show. And I'm like, man, I
Feels good,
love that.
man.
That does
Feels
feel good.
good, man.
It's always
So
so real. It's very motivating after
it
these
is.
events because it's like, man, people are out there. They're actually listening. It's not just a number on the little dashboard. It's like, no, they're listening to the show. So that's cool.
I did get
People dig
one
it.
good piece of constructive feedback,
Okay.
um, from, dear Pete Heslop,
Okay. Yeah.
Hegsworth something, Pete somebody.
Heslop, I think. Yeah.
Heslop.
Sure.
He said he turned one of his coworkers onto the show,
Okay.
and his coworker was like, "Show's great." They started
Mm.
talking about solo and outro, and I have no idea what any of these things are. And he was
Yeah.
like, maybe give like just like a 10-second. Here's what the hell I'm talking about when you do a segment.
Interesting.
So pretty good feedback.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It is and it isn't though, because part of it is the like you are in on the plot lines if you listen to the show regularly,
But we got to get new
and
people in on the plot
I
lines.
know, it's like but like, the old people don't wanna hear, like, "Hey, what's outro for the 10th time or what's solo for the 10th time?" I do agree, we
Hmm.
do have to occasionally do that, but I don't think we
Yeah.
can do it every episode, like, before we talk about solo, let's explain what solo is. I think that's annoying.
Okay. Yeah,
Do
we'll
you know what
have
I'm
to
saying?
find a balance, but let's keep
Yeah.
saying solo without telling them what it is for this
No,
episode.
we're gonna tell them what it is. They'll get the solo, don't worry, stay tuned for more on solo
Oh,
soon.
but
And outro, I got a big outro
before
update.
we tell them what it is,
Yes.
let's tell them who makes this show possible. This
Oh, I
show
love
is
this
made
part.
possible by SavvyCal Appointments, scheduling infrastructure for agencies and in-house dev teams from the makers of SavvyCal. So this is their new infrastructure product, savvycal.com/appointments. As always, Bento, the email, marketing, and CRM platform built for the AI era. Send your product marketing and transactional emails with Bento at bentonow.com. They are now powering all of the solo emails as well.
Mhm.
Also brought to you by friend of the family, whom I saw from afar but didn't get to go up and say hi to, the Spotsy crew, Freek
Mm.
in particular. This show is brought to you by Ray, which is Spotsy's debugging product. Debug in style with the newly released version 3 of Ray. It looks better than ever with a redesigned UI, themes, and feels snappier than ever with major performance improvements. And, of course, is ready for the future with a built-in MCP server. You can check them out at myray.app. So thank you to the three of them for sponsoring the show. Did you get to talk to Frank at all?
No, I was just when you brought that up, that was also one of my big misses. That I was like, man, I didn't get to see anybody from Spotsy.
I know. I saw him from across
yeah.
the room, and of course,
Same.
he was gone before I could get there.
Yeah.
But I was glad to see him out. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while, I guess. I don't know when the last time I saw him was. Probably a while. So, yeah.
Probably a while.
Yeah, it's like the European crew. It's a cool crew. It's like nice to have like some time with the Euros. Think I had some good
We love
conversations.
some of the Euros, don't we?
Some of the Euros. We
some
love
of the
you guys.
Euros are not so bad. I came home with Swiss chocolate.
Same.
Amazing. And Swedish candy.
Same.
Amazing.
They brought us presents. I love when people bring us presents.
I know.
And they were good presents. They were tasty presents. Food is the way to my heart.
I truly ate half the chocolate before I got home and delivered it to Jennifer.
The chocolate was really good.
The chocolate was really good.
Yeah, so I did catch up with the Swedish candy people and had a nice chat. But if you're the fellow who delivered the chocolate, ping me on Twitter so I can follow you and we can stay in touch because I actually didn't catch his name.
I got you.
Okay, you got his name.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry. It's coming. I'm catching the last name Hagen. Sylvan Hagen or Hagen.
Okay. Oh,
something
okay. Yeah,
like that.
I know that guy. Yeah.
Real happy avatar on.
Yeah, I didn't realize
Twitter.
it was that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. And I will make sure to follow you. You can buy my follows. Let's just be clear. I'm back on Twitter. I'm taking the full Twitter mindset. Everything's for sale.
Mm-hmm.
You want to buy me? You bring me candy at Laracon. I will happily follow you. It's literally that easy. Just do that. So, all right. We got a lot to talk about. I did want to say one other thing about this party. Oh, I had like at least 5 people tell me at the party they love the ads. So I just think that's a little interesting. I had some people tell me that too. They love the ads. Like compared to other podcasts, they're so much better. They're interesting. We make them fun. They don't skip them. So our ad format, this is a part of the thing. As I release outro, this is going to be one of my shticks. Is like this ad format as a shtick of like what people should be doing on their podcast because I just think it works great. People love these ads.
And as much as I like to take credit for anything tangentially related to me, this was all you. The whole ad format, the AM radio.
Well, thank you,
this was all you, and it's worked out beautifully.
This were years of being a graybeard with the AM radio listening. Which I don't listen to AM radio anymore, but back when I was starting HelpSpot, Mike and the Mad Dog, I listened every day. Big AM radio show in New York.
Radio, that's crazy. You know, and it paid off. Everything old is new again.
People love the ads. All right. So, big solo update, which you hid from me, which you held from me, which apparently other people had access to, and poor Ian didn't have any access.
This is cancelable because this is slander. This is all fake news. No, you're in the beta group. You had it.
I know it didn't.
I don't know.
It didn't tell me to update, so then I didn't update and it updated.
It did tell you to update.
I don't know about that. I think that's a bug.
Personal grievances aside, big solo updates.
The big one. The one we've all been waiting for. Yes.
And it is now 100% rolled out. So people will start seeing updates.
Okay.
I rolled it out 25%. I rolled it out to beta a while back, like at Laracon EU. I let the beta people in. And then 25% yesterday morning. And then today I just YOLO'd it and said, this is the version. Because I'm not gonna fix anything between 25% and 100%.
Right.
So big rollout for solo. What is solo? I don't know. You'll have to listen to old episodes.
Let's just jump in and talk about it.
Solo is a desktop app I've been building. Started out as a dev stack manager. It is now your agentic development environment.
Ooh. That's the thing. You have to reintroduce it because it's actually quite a bit different than the original version. So it really makes sense for you on this.
So the new Solo, the terminal handling has been completely rewritten from scratch, and it is now very good, very performant. It handles big TUIs like open code. It handles Claude dragging and dropping images into Claude.
Ooh, okay.
So you can do just like you would in Ghosty or probably Xterm. It is all highly performant in terms of the terminal handling now.
Okay.
So that was the big, and that's like 90% of the app is, does the terminal work well? Yeah.
It is a very important aspect of the app, which,
you know, a
it's much
lot of work,
better already in my little use of it.
good. A lot of
Yes.
work has gone into the sidebar and the settings, but the app is terminals. It's
Yes.
multiplexing terminals.
Yes.
So that part is way, 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 way better. I for the curious, I switched from Ghosty Wasm to Xterm, and Xterm is just doing great. That is much better. Now the additions are there's now first class citizens for agents and blank terminals, so you can just like poke around. Because I had somebody even today write in and say like, hey, I just want to run a blank terminal, and so I've set up a command of just ZSH, but that's kind of wonky sometimes. And I'm like, yeah, that sucks. Here, let me just turn up the percentage to 100 and you can go download the new one. So that's much better. We now have, agent generated conversation summaries in the sidebar. So you can know like what's been going on. We've got like when the terminal or like Cloud Code needs your attention, it rings the little bell, and that'll push desktop notifications to you and add a little blue, indicator dot so you know who needs your attention. And keyboard shortcuts and settings galore. There's just an
Lots of settings.
unbelievable amount of settings. You can customize your terminal look and feel. You can customize your sidebar. I have themes built in but not exposed yet. So right now it's just light and dark. And then of course you can set up all your agents and all of that stuff. So huge sweeping updates finally out, and I think it's very good.
I think for the people who don't know what this is, let's go even just a little bit further, because if you're looking at this app, you have a left sidebar, and in that left sidebar, you can have as many tabs as you want, and they can be organized into projects, which I think is another key bit. So like in my case, I have an outro project, which we'll talk about later. I have a help spot project and whatever. And so then within the project, I have 2 Claude codes and 2 codex tabs. So I have 4 agentic tabs that I can go between. Each one of them is Claude Code or Codex CLI in the display.
The real deal. It is your Claude Code. It is your Codex.
Yes. So you get access with all your default settings and all your stuff, but you're getting it in this tabbed interface so you can quickly switch between them. And then you can have other things like an empty terminal window or what do you call them? Commands?
Your whole commands. Yeah, that's like your whole dev stack.
Right. So like in my case, right, I'll have like npm run dev is a command that this non-solo is managing that command, and like it'll restart it if it dies, and it'll start it up when things start up and whatever. So you have a whole dev stack sitting there. You can have your Laravel queue workers going in one of those, all that kind of stuff. So now you have your whole development world in your left sidebar, and it's very nice. It's all in one place. You're not going between different apps. You're not having a million tabs open in a crappy way in Ghosty or one of these other terminal things. So, and then on top of it, it's giving you summaries of what the tab is doing and notifications and all the stuff. So very nice. I've only been using it this morning on the updated version. Way more stable, obviously.
Way more stable.
Switching between the tabs is instant. Like you get the CLI updates to the different one wherever you are. That seems all very good. I mean, so far
better.
so good. So much better.
So much better.
Everything feels nice and organized. I love all the settings. I was very surprised how many settings you do have. Like you can change the font sizes for the thing and the CLI.
I know how much people like their terminal setups. And so you can change the mono font for your terminal, the line height, the letter spacing, font weight, if you like a really thin, airy font. And then separately, you can change the font size for the application Chrome. So if you want to like squeeze a bunch in your terminal, but you don't want everything else to be super small, you can change the terminal font size versus the app font size.
So I still have one place. I still disagree with you on one decision you've made here. And maybe there's a way to change that. I don't know. But I still think when you click in the left nav, that window should get focused. Like right now, it just changes to that window, but you have to then click again to focus into the terminal.
So here's the trade-off I made. If you're focused in a terminal, so like you're typing in Claude Code, and you use your mouse to click on another terminal that is
Okay.
running, it
Okay.
automatically focuses.
Oh, it does. Okay. So
If
maybe
you
I
are
just didn't see
not
that yet.
focused in a terminal and you
Okay.
click on a sidebar, it doesn't automatically focus.
Okay. That's probably should be. I don't know if that's gonna. I'll be curious to see how people think about that because it's one of those things that's
And
going to seem weird. You're not going to understand why it sometimes
right,
focuses and doesn't focus. I think potentially, unless you've heard this explanation. Now, once I have the
right.
explanation, I'll understand it. But I could see
I-
like not understanding why it's not always focusing.
If you are typing in a Claude code and you hit command down, it will
Okay.
take you to the next active terminal already focused.
Right. You can navigate between
So you
them.
can just
Okay.
navigate via keyboard shortcut.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right.
So that's where we landed because when you're like, and this is kind of the problem with having like terminals that expect to be typed in all the time versus
Mm-hmm.
terminals that expect to be observed.
Right.
Um, so if you have like your logs running
Right.
or your npm run dev running, you
Mm-hmm.
very rarely want to focus into
Right.
that,
Yes.
but
I
sometimes you
agree.
do. And so trying to figure out how I manage auto focusing,
I think
I don't
to
know.
me, it seems more like based on what the tab is should be the factor and not what I've gone between. Like if I click
Yeah,
on an agentic
potentially.
tab, I should just be focused because I'm going to want to type in it. And if I don't, it doesn't matter. I'm just focused and I don't do nothing with it, and that's fine. And if I click on a command, then
Potentially,
I'm not
yeah.
focused, and that's fine. And there's some way to focus if I need to focus, but I don't. Most of the time, I'm not going to be focused.
So
And then
riddle me
terminals are
this.
kind of the middle.
What about if I separate a click navigation, which I do, a click navigation
Mhm.
from an arrow navigation,
Okay.
then I think I feel okay with that. What I don't feel okay with is if I'm focused in the sidebar and I just hit the down key because I'm like looking over what agents are done, etc.
Yeah.
I don't want my focus to be trapped over in the terminal.
I see. Yeah, you're caught up on this sidebar navigation,
Mhm.
focus zone thing. I don't
Mhm.
really get that. I don't know why I'd ever do that. I don't ever want it to be focused over there, I don't think, but yeah. So I
Cuz
know what you're
I
saying.
here's my workflow.
You wanna be able to navigate between
I
them with the
do.
keyboard
I do.
in the sidebar.
I do.
Okay.
Because what I'll often do is I'll be typing in Claude and hit enter and then hit command left, which is like move from the terminal over to the sidebar. And then I'll
Mhm.
just use arrow up and down to like see who needs
See
what
what's up.
and then hit
Yeah.
enter to go into it, start
Mm,
typing. So that's my workflow, which is why I'm biased to that.
I mean, it could be a setting. You have a
We
bunch of
love a
settings,
setting.
one
We
more
love a
setting.
setting.
Like anytime you click an agent, it just focuses regardless. Whether I navigate to it on the sidebar or not,
Hmm.
because I would especially since
You're a
I can
mouse guy,
navigate. I'm a
right?
mouse guy first and foremost, and
Okay.
second of all, if I am keyboarding, you've already given me a way to keyboard between them that I don't need to go to the sidebar because I can just command down or whatever, right? To go
You
between
can.
them. Yeah. So I don't need to be in the I feel like that's even like a better way to do it. And do you even need sidebar navigation, like in the sense of what you're talking about here? If you can navigate between the panes
Hmm.
anyway, I just
You
wonder if you even
definitely
need
need
that.
sidebar. Yeah,
You need a separate focusing
you
sidebar.
do. Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Especially
it's
when
not
you want to
something you
go.
ever see in many apps. I can't even think of an app that has that. Not in
Well,
accessibility mode, maybe, but like I'm
PHP
saying, just a
Storm
regular
has
app.
that. PHP
Okay.
Storm has command 1 to focus the sidebar,
Yeah.
command 2 to focus the edit area. And if you hit command 1 and then start arrowing down, it just arrows
Hmm.
over the files. It doesn't put you into the file. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So you hit
Hmm.
command 1, navigate the tree, hit enter, and it
Yeah.
puts you focus into the
Yeah.
main pane.
Okay.
I
This
know,
feels
there's
different than that
trade-offs.
though, you know? I don't know. This feels more active than that in some ways. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Oh, there is trade-offs for sure.
We'll
I've
let the
also been trying
people we'll let the people decide.
you'll
I
get the
think I
feedback from more people for
Yeah, I
sure.
think what's gonna happen is as much as, it may be bad product management, there will probably be a proliferation of settings because these are just not normal users, right?
Right. I think that's fine.
You don't want Linda at the front desk to have to configure 100 settings to use her CRM.
Right.
But as a developer, you're like, I want to customize everything. And
Yeah.
so trying to find the
Es
balance between that.
Especially an app like this, which is like you are going to be in here all day long. Like, this
Hopefully.
is an all day long app if people
Yeah.
are using it the way you intend them to use it. And so, yeah, like the little paper cut that's annoying is super annoying when you hit it 100
Correct.
times a day versus
Yep.
when you hit it once a day or once a week or whatever. It doesn't matter. So I'm a big settings guy. HelpSpot has tons of settings. I love settings. I think settings get a bad rap. I think it's fine to have lots of settings. It's even
Settings
more
aren't that
fine.
bad, right?
I mean, now it's less of an issue than ever. It's like, great, everything's tested because the AI writes all the tests and the AI
Correct.
knows where all the settings touch. So I'm not
Mhm.
surprised when I forgot the spot the settings should be touching. Like, it's like easier than ever to have settings. And the biggest problem is just making sure you organize the setting UI so the
Correct.
UI isn't insane and unusable. That's
Right.
like the bigger issue. But the idea of like settings as just default bad, I think is like, I thought it was
It's a li
antiquated a long
it's
time
a
ago,
little
and now
weak,
it's
yeah.
super antiquated. And especially, yeah, for this kind of app, that's like HelpSpot's the same thing. Like HelpSpot, people are in this app all day long. And so when there's like something that's annoying, then it's just there is no option but a setting. Like you have to give people not some people are going to want it one way, some people are going to want it a different way. And there's not a right answer. It's just the way people like to use the
Right.
thing, and you just need a setting, and that's it. And so I think that this app will probably end up a lot like that too, because just yeah, you're going to be in it all day, and devs are very
I mean,
persnickety,
have you ever
and yeah,
opened PHP Storm
right.
settings?
It's insane.
It's unbelievable,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's insane. So yeah, and you can edit every single thing, right? Like down to every little minutia in there. So I don't think you have to go that far even, but I think there'll be some key things where you're gonna want settings for
Yeah,
sure.
I'll continue to add them as they make sense. I
Yeah,
will, of course, enforce what I believe to be,
sure.
like, good taste, but where reasonable minds differ, I will definitely add a setting.
Yep, yep. I've been trying Zed lately the last
Oh,
couple
yeah?
days.
Any
Yeah,
good? I don't know what
it's
it
not
is.
bad. It's another text editor
Yeah.
instead of PHP Storm. PHP Storm has been feeling like I feel like in this AI world, it's like the once in a while I'm forced to go to the IDE. Like when it's PHP Storm, it's like so intense and like
I
just heavy.
I downloaded a standalone, I forget what it's called,
Just a pure, just something clean. Oh,
Typora.
that's like a markdown viewer, isn't
Just a
it, or something?
markdown viewer,
Okay. Well,
because I would be
that's real
opening
light.
PHP Storm to
Yeah,
edit markdown files,
right,
or I would double click on a markdown file and it would open Xcode. So by the end of the day, Xcode is
right.
open and ready to
That's the
use,
worst, yeah.
4 hours later. So I downloaded a pure, this just edits markdown, because I have
Okay.
Obsidian, but that's like,
Yeah, that's not the same
presumably
as
my
this.
personal notes. I
Right.
don't ever use it. But I just needed, like, brother, I don't want to open Xcode to edit a markdown file.
No,
And I
that's
don't want to
crazy.
open PHP Storm in like an unattached project mode to edit a markdown
Right.
file. So I just got a markdown editor.
That's intriguing. Now, does it have a file tree in there for like a folder view or no? Or it's literally just opening an individual file?
I see a
Because
file tree
occasionally
in
I
the
need a file
left.
tree just for like, because usually I'm in there looking like an environment file, but sometimes if I'm like this weekend, I did write a big spec for the first time in quite a long time, and I needed to like look at that.
Yep,
So a little bit of
there's a file
navigation.
tree.
Okay, interesting. I don't know. I think I would miss the highlighting and stuff. I still think I want when I am forced into an IDE, and I'm a blast shields on guy, but
I know you are.
when I have to go in there, I think I still want syntax highlighting because I want to be in and out very quickly. And if I don't have syntax highlighting, now I'm like that's going to slow me down and stuff. So
So
I
you
think
get,
I still want that
yeah, you get syntax highlighting in the markdown
for
in
Markdown,
Typora,
yeah, but
but
not for like a
not,
PHP file. I assume
no,
or whatever.
let me open some Rust file in here. And in fact, Typora only shows, I see the file tree, but if it's not a markdown file,
It
it
won't
doesn't
show.
show up.
Okay, yeah, that's not going to work
So I
for
see all
my
the
purposes
folders,
anyway.
but they're all empty.
You can't do it. Yeah,
So I opened a
that's
full
kind of
project
interesting,
in
actually.
Typora, and all it shows is folders and markdown files. It doesn't even show other stuff.
I kinda like that choice on their part, actually,
I
in
do
the
too.
sense of, like, if I'm in here to write stuff and
Yeah,
I can navigate I'm only seeing the stuff that's writing, and I'm not, distracted with other files. That's just kinda cool.
yeah.
Um,
Maybe I need to buy this. It's currently unregistered, but
well, you should
this is feeling good.
support your little software devs out there.
Support
Yeah.
your local token crafter. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
cool.
exactly. So, I do could use a pure markdown viewer. I will say, like, right now, I have them opening in Zed, but Zed does the thing I don't like, which is, like, it opens it in the project you have
Yep.
open, which I hate that. And it's like, well, now this thing's just here. Is it part of this project? Did it import it somehow, which it didn't usually, but you don't know. It feels weird. So I don't like that. And I don't think there's a setting to have it. I also, it is annoying when it opens in an unconfigured window too in its own way, but at least it's
Damned if
separate.
you do, damned if you
Yeah.
don't, you know?
Yeah. So I don't know, but I've been playing with the Zed. We'll see. I don't know if it's gonna stick. It seems like the kind of thing that might not just make it. Period, because like they don't you don't charge for the editor,
I know.
but they like charge for the AI stuff. But like, who's doing AI stuff in the editor? And if you are, you're doing it in like Cursor.
I
Are you
know.
using Zed? I don't know.
It's
Kind of
boy,
weird.
it's tough out there.
Yeah. Don't
You're
tell the
just
devs, man.
getting
I can't
competed from
say this
every
enough.
side.
Yeah.
Every
It's
person is
bad.
like, "Oh, I see what you're doing. Let me copy that and do it myself."
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
And there's just
not
too much
great.
pull. It's all changing a lot. Like, I don't know. I was gonna mess around. It's like, should you be using the Codex app for some stuff? Because I've been using Codex more, and it's like,
Mhm.
but the app, I hate how it does the left sidebar. But then it's probably gonna be some long term advantages. Blah blah. Blah.
I know.
Then I can't put it in solo though, which is a negative.
My only thought right now is be a harness around the first party tools.
Yeah.
Because every time Claude Code or Codex comes out with some cool CLI feature,
Hmm.
I've got it immediately because I'm
Yeah.
just managing those CLIs.
Yeah.
Now, I will continue to layer things on top, which we need to talk about some product
Mm.
decisions.
Oh, well, let's do
But
that.
right now, it's just like, hey, I'm just giving you a nicer way to use everything that exists. I'm not trying
Hmm.
to compete with everything that
Right.
exists, which
Although
feels like a fool's errand.
you do have tons of competitors of the exact thing you're doing. So
Already!
there's plenty of competitors, but just you're not trying to outbuild Claude, which
Not the
is a
labs.
fool's
Yeah.
errand. But yes.
I will outbuild every Tom, Dick, and Harry, but I can't outbuild the labs,
No,
okay?
you can't have the labs. All right, I wanted to talk your product decisions, but
Let's
first
do
let's
it.
just pay a couple bills and then we'll do it. So this week brought to you by Laravel Private Cloud, which we hung out with that whole crew last week. Very fun. Laravel Cloud frees your team from hands-on infrastructure work so they can ship product features faster. And did you know Laravel Private Cloud is Laravel's isolated infrastructure offering, ideal for organizations with strict security, compliance, or performance requirements? You can VPC peer in existing AWS resources and have full control over networking and compute. Check it out at cloud.laravel.com/enterprise. And also by our friend at Iddybit. Iddybit hooks into your storage bucket and handles all the annoying parts of processing large media files for you. If your project needs video, audio, or image processing that scales, then you should check them out at iddybit.com. Again, great meeting Paul in person, the founder of Iddybit, the man himself, as well as had a lot of private cloud discussions actually about Laravel Private Cloud and EU. So really cool, great products. Check them out. And thanks for sponsoring the show. All right, big product decisions you have. Sounds like you're at yet another crossroads. Hell Week 4
Oh,
coming soon.
always at a crossroads. Too hell,
Okay.
too weak. Okay. So, big stuff's out the door.
Yes.
We've built a strong foundation. Some would say we've
Mhm.
built our foundation upon stone instead of sand. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
What do I do now? So here's
Okay.
here's what's on the
You're
table.
you're already bored. Okay, that's good.
Never bored, never satisfied,
Yeah.
always busy. Here's what's on the
Okay.
table.
Mhm.
Um, so I am currently working on, despite having just said I'm not competing with the labs,
Okay.
currently working on universal chat. So
I don't even know what that means.
it
That sounds
still
bad.
leverages your on system CLIs,
Okay.
but it puts a GUI over it so that you can chat and switch providers, or just like if you just want to talk to Codex,
Okay.
you can just talk to Codex,
Okay.
but in like a more in like a Codex desktop way,
Is this
honestly.
a different app or in
No,
solo?
same thing. So you can
Okay.
add an agent that is just like a universal agent,
Mhm.
um, and pick your provider and your model and switch
Okay.
halfway through if you want and keep the conversation going. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's more of the like, hey, I want to organize everything, but I don't want to be in, the Gemini CLI or whatever.
Okay.
And so you can
Yeah.
run it through a GUI. Okay.
Okay.
So that's called universal agents. The
'Kay.
next is not in order, but in order of conversation. The next is workspaces. So
M'kay.
this is something that I super want. I want to have solo web, solo desktop, and solo raycast in a workspace for solo.
'Kay.
And then, so
I
basically just
see.
a separate
Okay.
window. And in
Okay,
a
yeah.
separate window, I want to
Gotcha.
have, faster web, faster media
Right.
processing, all of that stuff in a separate window.
'Kay. Mhm.
So I'm calling that workspaces, where you
'Kay.
can break out to multiple windows and have one to many projects per workspace.
'Kay.
So that's another feature.
'Kay.
Split panes. So
Yeah.
if you want to have, two up or four up or whatever, side by side or whatever,
Mhm.
I need to do that because
'Kay.
people want to be able to split and see two things on the screen at once, which feels reasonable to me.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, I think those may be the three big ones.
M'kay.
I'd have to check my docs, but I think those are the three that I'm currently ruminating on.
So, universal chat in and of itself isn't particularly interesting to me, but the idea of, like, a counselor's chat is potentially interesting to me. So if it
Okay.
has a counselor's mode, I would be intrigued by that so that, like, I can just jump over to the counselors
Okay.
and everything I kick off in this chat, like, whatever, in your little selector of which one am I doing,
Mhm.
all or select multiple or whatever. So it's a permanent counselor's chat that I could just ask things to would be
Interesting.
intriguing
Okay.
potentially. Now, yeah, I mean, otherwise the problem is, like, don't you feel like you're gonna have like now you're the harness, so you have
I
to do
know.
all the harnessing, which seems
I
like you're
know.
trying to outcompete the labs, which seems like a
I
tricky
know.
spot. Okay,
Seems like a bad spot to be in.
seems like a tricky spot, and people are asking for this is my other question to you.
Yes, a few people have said, "Are you gonna have a GUI?" And a few
Okay.
people have said, "I wanna switch models."
Yeah.
And so those 2 combined are the universal chat.
Okay. So then they get so like a full editing GUI thing potentially.
Not a
Like
full not a full, like, IDE editing of files thing.
no, but like loading your project, seeing the browser,
No, 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 no. So
not
this is
seeing the
still
browser,
not
just
yet.
chat.
Browsers
Okay.
are
Okay.
on the table, but not at the front door. So
Okay.
this is purely like in the same
Mm.
subgroup where you launch an agent, instead of
Mhm.
picking between the 4 that are on your system, you
Yeah.
just pick universal, and then you're put into like a basically like a Claude desktop mode
Right.
where instead of just a model picker at the bottom, you've got a provider plus model picker.
Right. And
So you could be
presumably
like,
like
you could chat with Codex for a while and then switch to Claude, and I'll handle your back conversation, taking it over to Claude, and you can just
right.
pick up right where you left off with a new model.
But like if I want to give it context or whatever, like you're gonna have to figure out how to do all that stuff.
That's already done.
Okay.
So
Like you
yeah,
did it or you
yeah,
did
yeah,
it
yeah.
though. Yeah.
I did it. I just keep the conversation in SQLite,
But
and
I mean,
then
like, if you wanna load in a file or whatever, like any sort of an image, like, you have to now pass that in like, since you're not relying on the underlying CLI anymore, like, you have to do all that stuff.
I have to so if I don't switch providers, it's kind of the same thing. You just give it the image or the file
I
or
guess
whatever.
you're using the CLI
I
underneath,
am.
so you're not okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, I mean, that seems fine. Alright, well, I mean, I think I don't know, is it gonna sell more software? Maybe. I'm not sure. Okay, so
People
what's the next one?
people love to switch models. I already have that. I just don't have the like switch mid conversation. So will it sell more?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Switch I mean, it's I almost think for me, this is like probably a more advanced feature that would be hard to explain, but I kinda like to have being able to switch models by switching the CLIs fully. Do you know what
Ooh,
I'm
that would be
saying?
interesting. Yeah.
Like, take this whole conversation I had in Claude, let's move the whole thing into Codex. I want it in Codex,
You
but
want to in
now
codex CLI.
yeah, right.
That's interesting.
That's kinda interesting, but it's sorta weird too. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But anyway,
What about split panes?
yeah, I mean, split panes, I think, is a thing that would be useful,
Okay.
probably. I like
Well,
that
that
one.
one was easy. What about workspaces?
Yeah, I like workspaces.
All right.
Like, that'd be good. Right now, the way you have projects, I think, is probably fine, but I haven't, like, used it enough. I feel like The way I'm currently set up, I probably wouldn't use workspaces if things stay as they are right now, because I've just used the multiple projects in one, and I have
Right.
like I have the fast switching between the browser, and I have a whole new setup which we could talk about. But anyway, Solo is one of those things. It's the full screen, and I'd probably just do it that way. But I do get the idea of like sometimes it's nice to have separate windows and like that all.
Yeah,
makes
that's my
sense.
thought is like if I'm working on both faster.dev and Solo, it would be nice to have them in separate windows. Even though the project switching is very good, it would be nice
Yeah.
to be watching two things at once.
Yeah.
Especially for people that have, multiple areas of concern, whether that's like I'm the back end dev at Laravel and I've got, whatever, or I'm the open source dev and I work on cloud, and so I just kind of want to
Right.
separate the
Keep
two
it separate.
concepts.
So that all seems fine.
Okay.
My bigger concern,
Okay.
if we're gonna go down the concern route, would be
We weren't, but now we are.
we
So keep
can,
going.
is what is the main product in Aaron Francis' empire? I feel like that's a question you're gonna need to answer.
Going that existential?
I think you have to
I
because
thought you had like a settings idea or something.
No, we've done the settings ideas.
No.
Now we're going,
no.
why are we here? What are we doing? What is our big purpose? I think
Boy,
that
why
there's
are
an
we
element
here
to
is
that.
even bigger than what is Aaron's main product.
Well,
My
I mean
goodness.
more, why are we here doing the things we're doing in a business sense? Like which ones are the main things we're focused on? Are we starting a software company or are we doing faster.dev training? That I think is like a question
been a
that's
good
important.
question for like 1 month ago, Ian.
No, I think I asked you this question a month ago, by the way.
It's a little late to be asking that question.
I think I've been the guy who's been saying you should focus a little bit on certain things. But yeah, I'm with you.
There's no proof of that and no way to find out for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Why are we here?
Sure.
We are here to live, preach the gospel, and die. That is why we're here.
Okay.
What are we doing in business? That's a separate question. Why are we here today? Yeah. Okay. Well, at least the biggest question was easy. Now these other questions are quite difficult. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the main product of the Aaron Francis empire is Aaron Francis.
Okay. I agree. So where does that leave you? So that has a logical next step in my mind.
I think the logical next step for that is content.
I agree also.
Boy. I feel like I'm on whatever the...
Don't get these wrong, Aaron.
I'm on a game show or Squid Games. It's like, you gotta stay alive. Answer it right, brother. Yeah.
Like your life's on the line with these answers. This isn't the regular
content. All right, I did it. What's next?
But the thing is, we just rattled off a bunch of big features that don't sound like a guy who's gonna have a lot of time for content in the next month.
I think everything needs to become content.
I agree with this theory, and you've espoused this theory, but I have to say I haven't seen any content of Aaron Francis building out these things.
I know.
So when am I going to get that content? That's what I'm saying here to you. I think that I'm just saying, should the development of Solo slow slightly so that you can spend the time recording the stuff you're doing,
recording and publishing,
so that it becomes content rather than being worried about moving at the absolute maximum speed, which obviously doesn't leave time for the recording. Because we're starting a software business, which I think is fine if you want to start a software business.
Start ed already.
Well, I mean, you have started a software business, yes, but you're not. I feel like you're approaching the crossroads of some decisions, right? It's like, is it because you could be like, I'm all in on the software business, and then that would be a different set of decisions.
I think it would not play to my greatest strengths to be all in on the software business.
I agree. It's also much riskier, I think.
It is much riskier
to be all in on the software business.
Now, if I had $5 million,
sure,
from friend of the hat, if I had $5 million from Excel, that's a different question. But I don't. Right?
Yes.
But I'm open to it, so give me a call.
Sure.
If I had $5 million, I would hire a couple of people.
But that's not true. Because if you had $5 million from Excel, that's not Aaron Francis' $5 million. That's $5 million for you to blow in the next 12 months on
Hell yeah.
hiring 20 people,
That'd
right?
be awesome.
And at
I'd
the end
blow
of
it
that
I'd
year,
blow it in 11.
Aaron Francis might still have 0 money if he doesn't sell any software, right? So that's the thing. Like, that's not a check to you where like, now I have enough money that if this fails, I just do the next thing and I don't care. That's not that kind of money at all. That's money you have to spend on other things. You get a little bit of that money, but
I get a little bit.
You're not getting even $1 million of that money. You're not getting. So
no, probably not.
Yeah. But anyway, I know what you're saying. Okay, so continue.
So I think the platonic ideal, what would be best is I continue doing interesting things and I do a lot of live streaming. I think that is probably the ideal. And that's where we need to get to.
Yeah. With some like still the faster courses, like some structured stuff here and there. Yeah.
And
then the regular live streams.
Yes. And the idea is that it all feeds the other things.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so down on people that like educate but don't actually build anything anymore.
Right.
And that's why I think people that build things and don't talk about it are at a disadvantage. And I can have that good flywheel. But perhaps I need to slow down on solo and do more of the content side.
I think so. That would be my 2 cents. Because I feel like that's the part that's also forever. Like no matter what happens.
Correct.
Right? Like I feel like what you're doing with faster is going to be valuable for years and years. Even if like Codex comes out with a thing tomorrow that makes solo completely irrelevant. Nobody's going to use solo because it's so much better to use this custom app. Why would we ever use solo, right? Great. Who cares? Like, I mean, it'll cost you a little bit of money, but at the same time, people are going to need to know how to use this thing better, whatever. You're going to be in it. People are interested in it. People want the latest information, all the stuff, blah, 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 blah. So that's the lower risk, probably even higher reward. I mean, probably higher reward, I'd say overall. I mean, whatever. If the software really, everybody started using the software, of course, that's higher reward, but that's a very hard spot to get into, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, just don't forget about Poor Faster.
Oh, of course not. No, I'm working on that all the time.
Yeah.
And recording videos from I got some new stuff coming. So that part is good. It's the live stream broader like public content that I need to focus on.
Yep. Yeah, because people out there, they're building audiences on YouTube.
They are.
It's crazy. I want to build an audience on YouTube.
No, you don't.
Yeah. I would like to.
You don't want to rub shoulders with the YouTube people. Come on.
No, I want one of those plaques. We gotta get a plaque for Mostly Technical. This is my A plan to the plaque.
We're only 97,000 and some change away. So make sure you like and subscribe. Yeah,
like and subscribe, people. All right. So, and you have database stuff to do. You got a lot going on. I'd like to see you get the database stuff done. I think solo could chill in like not bug fix mode, but like part of the big features is having the big features to roll out over a year. That's like part of the game.
But a year is a week now. That's the problem.
I understand, but is that really true? I don't know. I think especially with solo, it's even less true because you're leveraging all the updates from the providers. So like all this new magic, solo just gets for free. Solo is my window to the other magic that you can never hope. That's the thing. It's like you're trying to stay on the level of like releasing at the cadence of Claw. It's impossible. Like you can't do it. So like, but you don't have to do it because now it's like, that's where I think like refinement is bigger than all three of those things you said. I think refining it so it's like every little paper cut people come to you with, like that is a better use of your time than like big new feature X, because like that's what keeps me using it as my window into the other tools. And then, because if it's fighting against me, I'm just going to go back to using Ghosty, right? So it can't fight against me. It has to be totally seamless. This window is crystal clear. I always see the stuff I want to see, and it's only a benefit. It's never a negative, right? And that's great. Now that's awesome.
Competing against Ghosty, that is like that's bold.
Yeah, well,
I mean, he has $1 billion, but that is
he's not trying to do what you're doing either.
He's not.
Right? So,
but that is the main competitor is Ghosty.
Yes,
It's not
So
any of these other goofy, I'm gonna
right.
reinvent your whole workflow.
Exactly.
It's
And you
ghosting.
have an advantage over all those people because you have an audience. So that's where it's like you use the audience to get the people to try solo. The people don't get any paper cuts when they try it. It all just works. It's super stable. That's it. That's the whole thing. And then yeah, you're rolling. Hey, now we have panes. That's cool. Hey, now we have workspaces. That's cool. Like, and those I feel like the core is almost there already. Like, people are either gonna want this or they don't want it. Like, the
Right.
people who want this, whether it has workspace or not, totally irrelevant. Whether it has unified chat or not, totally irrelevant, I would say, for the most part. Maybe there's a little case in that because that's kind of a thing. I don't know. I'm a little torn on that one, but, like, marketing-wise. But I think the other ones are, like, nice to haves, but not, like you're not gonna sell twice as much software because you have multiple panes. Like, some people want multiple panes, but it's not gonna 2x. What will 2x is you, like, talking about it more, right? And, like, getting people to know it even exists as an idea, blah, blah. We had a million conversations. I mean, you probably had the same conversations with, like, people who's, like, all their teammates at their company, like, they're not using it at all yet, AI, or they're using it, like, reluctantly, or,
Mhm.
like, even Taylor's talk I think it was Taylor's talk, right, where he asked people about, like, how much they're using AI or whatever, and, like, not
Mhm.
that many hands went up for the,
Not that many
like, I
hands.
use it, you know, I only use it with blast shields on kind of use level. So, got a long way to go. There's a
So
lot of people out there.
this is the other, and this made me think of it, the other product decision,
Mm,
and based on, I think, what normal people do,
mm,
I can kick this can a little bit, but the Worktrees question.
yeah. Mhm. I feel like this is
I don't think normal people are ripping multiple agents in a single code base.
no way.
No
No
way.
way. That's
I
an
mean, we're
easy
talking
no
like
way.
we're talking like top maybe 3 to 4% of people are ripping multiples in a single,
Maybe.
and that's maybe of AI users. So maybe we're
Yes.
talking 0.1%.
For sure. I don't even think there's a question. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. All these things are like nobody's even using this stuff. Like, and I just discovered this the other day, which I think we talked about offline, was like Claude Code just used work trees on its own for me the other day.
It
It
did.
had like
Yeah.
3 agents doing stuff. It just did work trees on its own. It cleaned them up. It finished up, and that was it. So it's like, then I was like, I don't even understand why everybody's building all this work tree stuff into the exoskeleton apps because it
Right.
will just do it when it feels like it wants to do it. Now you probably have to be in dangerous mode to pull that off, or you have to at least have to have all the Git commands, authorized to let it do it. But yeah, I don't think you need to be the one to build that. Not anytime soon. I think that's way down the list. Now, yeah, I mean, you are catering to power users to some degree, so there is an element of that, right? Like, you're kind of a little bit catering to the hardcore, I wanna be in the terminal, I don't want, the native app or the, kind of, like, GUI-fied app, but I don't know. That's a big, huge, crazy project. It's gonna be
Huge.
complicated, weird bugs, and at the end of the day, it's gonna be 3% of your users that are like, "I'm so glad you have this now," or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
Even the
I don't know.
OpenClaw guy, Peter, what's his name?
Yeah, he doesn't use
Steinberger.
it.
He doesn't use it. He uses separate checkouts.
Yep,
He's like, I use separate checkouts, but now that Codex Desktop has it there, I just let it do whatever it wants. But when I'm
right.
doing it, it's all separate checkouts. I'm like, yeah, right?
Yeah. That's the thing. Some of the stuff it's so early that it's, like, not even settled, right? It's not even like, "This is the way you should do it." I feel like it's like, well, Git has this thing, so people are using that, but you
Right.
could also do multiple checkouts, so people are doing that. Like, maybe there'll be some new thing. Who even knows? Like, there's gonna be all kinds of stuff changing. I don't know. I'm still even dubious on, like, if it's doing it itself when it has multiple agents running itself, I feel like that's the part where you need it, and it's doing it itself, so great, who cares? And I don't need the exoskeleton
Right.
to implement that for me. Yeah, I don't know. I think you just have to give it enough time too to even get the feedback. Like, it takes a while for people to, like, use it and then be like, "Oh, I hit this thing," or I've used it for a month now, and boy, yeah, would be nice if it had multiple panes because 'cause I'd like to
Yeah.
see lazy Git there, whatever. Like, just takes time for people to have that, like I don't know. I don't think do you have, like, a obvious feedback thing in there? I
In
don't know if you
the
do.
universal menu bar at the top of your Mac,
Is
there's
it?
like
Okay,
a
okay, yeah.
leave feedback or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, there's a way for people to do that, but yeah, I don't know. I definitely think that's one that could wait at least to see how things shake out a little more, and
Yeah,
if you
I
get
feel
people
like
who
it.
wanna use it, like, I don't know. Again, it might be something that the CLIs solve for you, like, Claude code just
Right.
implements it internally, um, for different I mean, I guess it sort of is already done. Could they add some type of additional sugar to make it work better or whatever? Who knows? Yeah, I feel like, are you gonna be the guy to do that as one guy?
No, I don't think
Probably
so.
not. Like, are you gonna invent the sugar that makes work trees work better? I don't know. It seems like
Uh,
not where your
Seems
value
like a
is.
tough row to hoe.
Yeah, it's a super tough road to hoe, and it already does it kind of anyway. So it's like
Right.
now you're like, I'm trying to get some advantage over what Claude on its own will do for you in some way. I don't know.
And I still don't understand these people that are ripping 8 agents in one code base.
I don't
Like,
understand it.
how
Why do
are
they all do it?
you how
How
are
are
you
you thinking about this stuff?
confirming that it
Right.
works?
Yes. I don't
Like,
understand
as
it, but
much as I wanna believe that, like, you can just Ralph Wiggum everything,
right,
like, then you open the app and it doesn't work. That's what I
right.
don't understand.
I don't
It's
get it.
like, "Hey, I wrote a test," and, like, the test passes, but you go to click on it, and it's like, "Oh, well, this thing doesn't work," or maybe it works, but it doesn't work the way that I want it to.
Right.
And if you're having
This
8
I don't
if you're ripping
understand.
8 at once, are you
The whole
running
thing makes
8?
no sense to
It
me.
doesn't make sense to me. So, I'm
Like,
still holding
no
off on
sense.
that.
Like, I mean, the sense that there's like a certain class of software that, like, I could see this working for, like, internal app. It's straight crud, and
Yeah,
it's just
admin
like, here's a
panel.
huge spec or something. Just build a bunch of generic pages that just use the UI kit you're using and, like, whatever. I think that's fine. You could have 8 agents, it's churning out pages, whatever. But for, like, software you are trying to build to sell to other people, I don't really get how you could possibly keep an eye on it all, make
I
sure it
don't
all works, make sure it
either.
looks right, make sure it acts right, like, just not possible. Just not possible. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. And even with that, to me, the multiple agents is much more useful. And like I did this big feature for Outro this weekend, and it was like I wrote the big spec, which I hadn't done in a while, and I had it make a bunch of issues in linear. Like I had to break it down into
Cool.
issues, and then I had it do it. It made it into like phases of implementation, and then I gave it one phase at a time, and it broke out into agent teams and like did individual
Cool.
issues or whatever. And that's fine. And like because they're all heading the same direction, I'm keeping an eye on the whole thing. We're all going together. But, like, if I was working on 4 other parts of the code base at the same time,
I
like,
don't get it.
I don't get it. So, I don't know. I think this is so much the Twitter fake, like,
So
made up
fake, right?
attention, like, "Oh, I'm building all this stuff," and meanwhile, like, I still rarely see any of these people ship anything. They're building
Anything.
so much faster, but you haven't even said what you're building yet. I've been back on Twitter a month. I can name several people. I'm not gonna name because 'cause we're keeping it nice, but, like, they would talk every day about the 30 agents and they're starting companies, they're doing a thing, but you still haven't shipped anything. We still don't know what you're building. Like
Yep.
this seems like kind of normal timelines for software development. Honestly, like maybe in the end it'll be a month faster or 2 months faster. Fine. But like you can't do 10 things at once. It's just not possible because you don't even know what you want it to do. That's the thing that I don't get about. It's
I
like,
agree.
you're
I
like,
agree.
oh, I can do 10 things at once, but I don't know what I wanted to do. What I don't even I have to think about the things I want it to do. So
And, like,
like,
for me, at least, part of building is discovering. It's not
yes,
like
of
I have a
course.
perfect idea of what the end state will be. Part of it is,
Right,
like, the meander through the process is where I discover, "Oh, my first idea sucked,
right,
but at least it didn't spend 8 hours in a loop
right.
implementing my crappy idea. Now that
Yeah.
I see it on the screen, oh my goodness, it's terrible."
And that's the thing with it
So
is you're not saving any time there because even if you like, I'm gonna super spec it out and I'm gonna be the guy who could totally do that, then you're still just spending the time on that side. Like I'm going to spend weeks and weeks
mm,
at every decision point thinking about like, how does this work? Let me sketch it out. Let me really think deeply about it. Like that time is coming on one end or the other. And I agree. For me, I'm not really capable of working that way. I know some people are, but I do need to see it. I need to like, which is great, which they is great. It like builds the whole thing. And then I'm like,
yep,
oh, I don't like how this works at all. Let's like trash it or let's tweak it or whatever it is. Like, so that part's really cool because you can iterate and on a working thing instead of on a Figma file or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't think you can think fast enough to use these things at the speed people are trying to use them at
yeah,
in normal
I'm
scenarios.
still let's rip multiple agents, but across different
Yeah.
surfaces, usually
Different
different projects
projects.
is what it
Yeah.
is.
Mhm.
But I have, famously recanted stances on this podcast before, so
I don't know. I think we're
maybe
reaching the limits of human cognitive ability, like
yeah, and I think the maxis would say, like, "You are, just put an agent there, don't have the human do it," and I'm just not there yet. Like, I just don't think you can make
no.
good stuff without
That's totally
caring
different to
about
me.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
don't know.
totally different. Totally different. And again, where are all these apps? We've had the tools are good enough now that right now you can throw an agent in a loop and say, build me a help desk product. And after a week, it will kick you out a quasi functional help desk product. But nobody's even shipping those things. Like you don't even see those things around. That's like, I just let the agent build this whole thing. Here it is. Because it comes out like shit on the other end.
It does.
And it's not sellable. And you still have to market it. You have all the same problems. It didn't change anything. Like all that stuff is just engagement bait. And like I just think it's not real is the
Well, I'll
ultimate
kick the
story.
can on Worktrees. I'm
There
happy to
you
hear
go.
about that.
There
That's
you
what I
go.
wanted to hear.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, all right. Solo
Solo updates
cruising,
updated.
Faster's moving, people are buying
Faster's
Faster.
moving. People are
Faster out there. I
buying.
recommended Faster to several people this week already, actually. So,
You use the finalized skill.
oh yes, I discovered I was in Faster myself, and you had
Mm-hmm.
talked about the Finalized Skill on here before, but then I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, Finalized Skill. Um, Great, love the
Great
Finalized
skill. Great
Skill.
skill.
So this is a skill that Aaron has on Faster.dev. His other products, which we haven't introduced this episode, but is
Mm.
a training product for learning how to code with AI, and set all your stuff up and everything. So you have a ton of skill, way more skills than I thought you were gonna have. It's like close to 100. I don't know. It's like
Mm-hmm. It's a
90,
lot.
80, whatever. And yeah, one of them's finalize, and it's a nice little skill that goes through and tells the AI to like review everything it's done and look for dead ends. Look for it's finding a lot of stuff. I don't even know if this is in the skill, but it's like missing types
Yep.
and stuff like that, like patterns that I think this isn't in the skill, but like patterns maybe it could have used that the project already uses that it
Mm-hmm.
didn't use in its initial implementation. So yeah, I think that it actually is like just cleaned up a lot of things I think would have been bad without
Yeah, and
running
that's why I'm
finalize.
so like I'm so big on keeping like the loops tight instead of
Yeah.
super big loops because you get
Hmm.
to the end of like an exploration, an iteration, a finalized like feature, and it finally is like, this feels correct.
Yeah.
Then before all the context is gone in your head and in the agent's head,
Right.
you say like, hey, we finally landed it. It took us a second to get here. Let's look back and clean up like things that we don't need anymore, like
Yeah.
routes we went down that proved unprofitable. And then you get to like bring that, because LLMs just want to write code, but
Right.
that helps bring it back down to like only the patterns that we landed on.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I saw somebody tweet this at you, but I do think in the organization of the skills
Yeah.
in Faster.dev, I really think you need like these are the money ones,
Right.
like counselors, finalize, like there's probably a couple other ones, and then like here's like other like specialty use case, but like
Right. And like
still
groups.
useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then here's like my inits and like just yeah, these
Hmm.
might be useful to you if you're starting a Rust project. Like you should check this out, whatever. But like to me, like counselors and finalize, at least of the ones I've used heavily, are like everybody should just use those. Like those are
That's
just
what I like
everybody
to
should
hear.
use them, right? Like, yes, and that's how I've actually like gone back and forth on skills. I'm pretty much now at like my skills folder is like counselors, finalize, like maybe two others, and that's it. Like I don't think that's like having 200 skills, like
No.
all that you're trying to use all of them in every
Mm-mm.
project. I just think it's not the AI is gonna be better than that anyway. I feel like that's useless. It's just a lot of junk that's messing up your, like, mental state. Just, like, a couple key ones that I
Couple
use
key
that are
ones
really
that you
good.
manually invoke.
Yes.
That's my favorite
Yes, I would
thing.
manually invoke
Like I
them,
just
yeah.
love when I'm like, all right, now I'm at this point, let me invoke this skill rather
Right,
than loading all these and then hoping that the agent
right.
picks up the right one each time. Like, I
And
don't
I
think
feel like it picks up the wrong one sometimes. Like,
oh,
when I've
all the
had too
time.
many in there, it's like, "Oh, I'm using this skill," and I'm like, "Well, I wish you weren't using that skill because
I
that
know,
skill's not
same.
really the right thing
Same.
for what you're doing."
I know.
So which I never see it with counselors and finalize, it never tries to use those on its own at all, which I think is fine, and I just, like,
Yep.
use them myself, and that's great. Uh since I moved to a hopefully quasi-safe environment where now I can run in dangerous mode, and counselors is even better now because now it doesn't ask me anything. It's just
Yep.
like I just say, "Hey, use the A team," which is like one of my teams, one of my groups and counselors. Use the A team to like do X, and it goes off and it does it, and it just comes back with results, and it's freaking everybody run in dangerous mode. You have to run in dangerous mode. This is like a big step change for me this weekend. Is like dangerous mode versus not dangerous mode is like almost two different experiences. Like dangerous
But
mode
you
is
have a
so much better.
new lightweight VM that you're using.
Yeah, well, I went back and forth between a bunch of different ways of doing this. I don't like any of the VMs. It's all very clunky with the VM. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to rely on the OS, and I have a standard OS user at the Mac level that can't install software. It's got no sudo, no admin privileges, and I'm running all the dev stuff in that user. And the Mac has this fast switching mode, so you can switch between very quickly without like logging out, logging in. And both of them are still running, which is kind of a key aspect
That's
too.
cool.
So like you can kick stuff off in dev, like I have the AIs going and go back to my regular user, and those things are still running and processing. And so yeah, I guess in theory, maybe it'd be nice to have like another layer of like in this user have a VM. This my brother kind of turned me on to this idea, and that's what he does. He has an AI user at the OS level, and then he has a Docker container
Oh,
inside there. But it's like,
brutal.
I don't know. I don't have that much key stuff. It's as long as I can't get to like my SSH keys on my main user, like pretty much if it wrecks that user, there's like nothing, it can't really hurt anything. And it's like I feel like depending on the OS level authentication and authorization, I mean, if Apple has some problem at the like user level, like I feel like they are on this stuff pretty
They
well.
got
Like
people on that, yeah.
right. So like that should be a pretty reasonable dividing line. Whatever. Let me know in the comments if actually this is a terrible idea, and then I'll be very sad. But I think it's an okay idea. And so now I'm in dangerous mode, baby, and it's so
Living
good.
free.
Oh, it's so good. It's so much better. It's so much more powerful. It's like I have it doing everything, and it's great. Great. I had to make a GitHub user, with like a key, and that whole process is a little wonky. Because I didn't want to like give it my whole GitHub account. So it's got those limits, which is not really set up for the AI world because the limits, like the fine grained token, can't do all the stuff you need it to do. So you have to use the classic token.
Yep.
The classic token gives more things and permission than you probably would prefer to give, but whatever. You can't delete the project or anything, which is like the main thing. So yeah, but this setup is good. It's worth whatever hoops you have to jump through to run in dangerous mode, I feel like, because it's a lot better. Like a lot
So
better.
you're in dangerous mode, and now you're
Yeah.
ripping on outro, which what is outro?
Outro is a podcast planning tool. So organizing your podcast, monetizing your podcast with sponsors, setting up your guests if you do an interview show, all those kind of things. Phase one is the planning board, where you plan out your episodes, future episodes. It'll make your show notes. It'll do your tweets. It'll do a bunch of AI-ish type stuff too. But yeah, that's the big picture. Is planning the show out, which is what we'll be using it for. Hopefully, very soon. By the end of March is my plan for us to be using it. And this weekend, I built all the AI stuff, like the AI agent called Gopher. And the Gopher now can do a whole bunch of stuff. Like you can tell, hey, create a segment. Hey, create an episode.
Are you using Laravel AI SDK for the Gopher, or how does it interact with the application?
Yes, Laravel AI SDK.
Cool.
My eternal rule of wait long enough and eventually things will catch
Taylor
up to
will
you.
Figure it out.
Yeah, right. So that's worked out perfectly.
Love that rule.
Laravel AI SDK is there working wonderfully. A lot of cool stuff. The agent, obviously it's not aware of this SDK in its internal training, but it picked up on it. Like it seemed to have no trouble coding to it, which I think is kind of part of like the whole reason why I wanted like the first party one is like that.
Correct,
it feels like Laravelish, right? And I think the AI really gets it. It seems to be working well.
So do you have did you like make tools like a Laravel AI SDK tools that are like create segment,
right?
And then you expose those PHP written tools to presumably like a Gopher agent class, like a
Yep.
proper PHP class named Gopher, and it's like you have access to these tools. Is that how it works?
Yeah, I mean, the AI wrote it. So I believe that's how it works. Yeah. So,
That's
so,
great.
it's using the Laravel AI agent class, right,
Mm-hmm.
to make the agent. And then it's got a bunch of tools, and I have to say, it like works. I mean, it was kind of one shot. Like, there's definitely a lot of stuff to tweak, and we spent a bunch of time. I haven't done it this way in a while, but it's all just one big conceptual thing. So with everything else, I've been doing small loops, and but this it's just like it is just one feature, but it's like one gigantic feature that has all these
Right.
offshoots, right, and everything. So it's like, all right, let's just build the giant spec. So we did that. Me and the counselors were like in that for like a whole day of like back and forth, this huge spec and trimming it up and refining it, whatever. We broke it into issues. And then yesterday we implemented it, and it pretty much just worked, at least at the basic level. There's a lot of like UI stuff I don't love and whatever, so we gotta tweak it. But yeah, it's got a bunch of tools, which that's the thing. Is like I wanted to be flexible. Like you could copy and paste a bunch of text in, and it can make segments out of that, or you can give it a
Yeah.
URL. It can make segments out of that. It could
Cool.
make new episodes. You're in an emergency podcast. You can tell it like make an emergency episode with these 4 segments at the start, and it'll like do all that stuff. And so is it overkill? Like, it's super overkill. Like, it's way overkill for us for sure. But I do think, like, again, now with the goal being more like, hey, you're a producer on a bigger show where you have a lot of shows, maybe even or stuff like that. Like, now it's not overkill. Like, now it's saving you lots of time. And then for us smaller people, I still think it'd be cool to be able to be like, here's your URL, just make a segment. It just like does it. You don't even have to like do anything or, pull in like a tweet and do something or whatever the case is. So, we'll see. But the AI stuff is really cool. Like now I'm like, I would just like I have this whole board and you can build stuff normally, which I think you need to have, but it's like I can see
You just
it
want
like
to talk to the Gopher
yeah,
now?
like I'm just gonna talk to the
Yeah.
Gopher a lot. Like I think I'm just gonna be like, add this to the next episode and like it'll just do it. Or
Yep.
that's some of the affordances I want to put in. Like if somebody doesn't tell you, like it does have like it knows what context it's in. So like, okay, I'm looking at this show. So I think it'll work this way already, but I want to refine some of this stuff. Like if I just say make a segment called X, like presumably it'll automatically add it to the next upcoming show.
Right.
Just some things like that, so that it just is really magical. If you don't give it extra instructions, if you do give it extra instructions, then it'll do whatever you want. Um, so yeah, there's some stuff I have to figure out. Like obviously you could do all kinds of dangerous stuff with this, like make 10,000 episodes. So like build some protections for the system in there or whatever. But so
And
yeah.
I feel like that's where the Laravel AI SDK shines because the tools are written by you.
Yep.
And so you can enforce like tenant scoping, limits, all of that stuff. So the agent, even if the agent like dutifully complies with 10,000, it's going to hand it off to the Laravel actual deterministic code, and that code is going to reject it and say, sorry, it's got to be under 3 or whatever.
So nice. And
so nice.
And all the tools in Laravel. I mean, this came up a lot in like Taylor's talk even, but like they still haven't. I don't know if Laravel's totally nailed the like positioning on this, like the marketing positioning, but there is just this idea of like it's everything is included with it. It's just like for this, like so I was adding the basic beginning checks just this morning for this stuff, and it's like they just have a rate limiter. The rate limiter is just there and it just works. I didn't have to invent the rate limiter. I didn't have to go find some rate limiter. Didn't have to buy a rate limiter. I didn't have to like build one even with AI, which is like, I don't want it to be messed up. Yeah, I could build it with AI, but now like, is it actually rate limiting correctly? Whatever. Like here's a battle tested. It just works 100% of the time rate limiter. And I can just implement that in 2 seconds with the AI. And now you can't build 10,000 episodes if the AI even tries to, right? It's just blocked. So yeah, so all that kind of stuff is so cool with the building with the AI enabled apps in Laravel that you just have all these tools that you can leverage. But
you know what? Yeah. I'm going to say something crazy.
I love it.
You ready for this?
Yeah, hit me.
You, Ian Landsman, should submit a talk for Laracon US.
What?
I'm dead serious.
Okay, interesting.
I want to hear about the Laravel AI SDK. I want to hear about developing outro and how the Gopher works. Like this is good. This is good content.
Jeez, I don't know. I have a podcast.
You could
where
get
I talk about
on
this stuff.
stage.
I could get on stage. I've been on stage. I don't know.
Give the people what they want. Can you imagine the uproar when I, as the MC, bring out you as the speaker, people would go crazy.
That's the most compelling angle you've had on this so
That's
far.
what I'm saying.
Us up there together, the
Can
jokes,
you imagine?
That would be fun. That's compelling. That's more
Think
compelling
about
than
it.
the talk. I will think about it. I don't know if I want to do that exact type of talk, but there's something here about like, I don't think I want to be the guy to go through the AI SDK, but I do think there is something.
You'd have to do it from a business dad angle.
Yeah, the business dad angle on it maybe, or like, I mean, whatever. You could imagine different like career archy type things, but I don't want to get too much into that either. I would want it to be AI focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something there. I don't know if I want that. It's like a lot of pressure, you know? It's like,
I know,
go
but
and
it's
have
great.
a party. I just want to have a party, Aaron.
You know, the only way to live is constantly under pressure.
Yeah,
that's my theory.
Constant anxiety.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do lightning talks. I'd be more interested in a lightning talk. Give me 10 minutes up
like
there.
a 15-minute?
Yeah,
10.
like, 10 or 15, whatever, something like that. But the regular talks now, aren't they? They're pretty short at Laracon US, aren't they? Are they like 25
I think they're
or
25
30 or something?
Now. Yeah.
That is also more appealing. It's a little tighter. It's not like in the old days, they were like 40 minutes.
45, yeah.
45. That's a big chunk to fill. So let me think
about it.
Maybe,
that would be good.
Maybe. I'm not committing. Comment down below. Or write in to us if you would like to have an Ian Aaron.
No, don't write
show.
in. Comment so that YouTube thinks we're real popular.
That's true. That's true. Good point.
Comment publicly.
We could do a joint talk, Aaron.
Now that I think is just a podcast, but I'm totally up for it. I'm totally up for it.
A mostly technical panel where we're just up there ripping with no
just
guests.
You and me.
Yeah. Just the panel and you and me. I'm like, this is the only time I can get with Aaron. So we're here. We're up on stage.
Half the audience would be thrilled and half would be like, who the hell are these guys?
What is going on with these guys? What is this shtick they have going? Why is there no guests out there? Why is it just these two guys?
Why are these old men just fighting on stage right now?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be so great.
That would be kind of funny.
All right, so you're saying end of March. You said pre-Laracon EU, which
I hit my other deadline. I hit my HelpSpot deadline. HelpSpot website's out.
I don't know how long you can rest on those laurels. I'll be honest. We got new deadlines coming.
We're very close now. We're very close.
Okay.
We're also to the point where like I have what made the Gopher pretty smooth. I think is that, and again, I still have a lot of work to do on it, but it implemented it in a reasonable way. Is like a lot of the underlying stuff is there now. You know, like it could just build all the stuff to build segments is there, and all the stuff to build episodes there, and like whatever. All the stuff is there. So I feel like, and then the other stuff is more secondary, and that it's like more. It should be more straightforward. Some of it gets kind of complicated, but whatever. At the end of the day, like just absorb some emails, write back some emails as we talked about last time, and I'm going to use Savvy appointments. Hopefully, I haven't looked too deeply into that yet, but like the guest management stuff, which I'm not worried about for by March won't be there, but we don't need that, so it doesn't matter. The sponsor stuff, I mean, I already built that once. That's not too bad. Like it'll have to be more sophisticated for this, but I also think it's kind of a pretty straightforward, like whatever. There's different types of sponsorships, and it's connected to the Stripe thing so that you can connect your Stripe and you get all the money. Like I feel like that's going to be pretty straightforward. So. Organization part is the tricky part.
Is this thing deployed? Is it deployed on Forge yet? Even on like a secret URL?
There's an old version up on Cloud, Laravel Cloud, but there's not publicly deployed yet. No.
Okay, that's the big hurt. No, it's just the big hurdle where it's like, oh, I got to add these keys, and oh, I got to set up this worker, and oh, I got to do blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the part where I'm always like, all right, well, we're launching at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Guess I should like push this up to the prod server. And then I realize, what the hell have I done? I've done it again, haven't I?
Yeah, I do have to do all that stuff. Yeah, good point. I will get that set up pretty soon, actually, because like I got to get the old thing up on Cloud's no good. I got to get a new environment, fresh start, get the current one deployed. It's a bunch of keys. This is by far the most dependent SaaS I've ever had. Yeah, like there's tons of keys to all kinds of stuff. And so
where are we putting it? Where's it gonna go?
It's gonna do Laravel Cloud.
You are?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do Laravel. I haven't used that for anything yet, so also kind of want to use it in I have a bunch of Forge stuff, so I use Forge. So this will be my cloud project. We'll see. I mean, I did toy with the idea of just like a big Forge server, just go like, hey, big one server, old school kind of thing. But I do like a lot of the niceties in cloud will be pretty handy, like even like the staging stuff and some of the other things. So yeah, so I'm gonna do on cloud. We'll use the new
All right.
hotness. We'll check it out.
We're gonna get some good content out of that.
Get some good content, do it for the show, do it for the I won't be on private cloud, but, someday it'll be on private cloud, maybe when it's so
Someday when you're
huge, it has
big,
to
yeah.
be on private cloud. Yeah, probably use Planet Scale, which I've never used anybody but RDS, so we will stretch our wings. What do you think about this? We talked about this a little bit, I think, but MySQL or Postgres? I don't know. I'm still torn. I'm building it in MySQL. MySQL is where it's at
Yeah.
right now, but all the kids like the
I think
Postgres,
I
I
think
don't know.
I personally prefer MySQL,
Yeah, me
but I
too.
think this is another you play the game on the field, and Postgres, I think, is currently just completely running away with it.
Yeah. It does seem like they have the momentum and, like, poor MySQL's
I
got
think Oracle's just given up.
yeah,
Like, they don't
Oracle,
want it, they
stop
don't
buying
need it.
freaking Paramount and fix your damn database. Like, what the
I know.
hell?
They've moved on to, like, MySQL HeatWave. They have some more, of course, like, paid
Sure,
MySQL
paid
offerings,
stuff,
but,
yeah.
like, the MySQL open source product, I think, is really suffering, to be honest.
Sad, sad.
I know. I never thought I would see the day.
What's your MariaDB take?
Null. I don't have
No?
one.
Mm,
Yeah.
'kay.
Actively developed, presumably quite good, but I don't have an informed enough take to
Yeah.
opine, unfortunately.
I think they do have a vector thing now too.
I think they do.
I will need some vector stuff, but I haven't implemented any of that yet. I mean, it's not, like, super critical, but it's more like on the nice to have, but,
Yep.
yeah, I don't know. Alright. Well, what else? We got a couple other takes here. We'll talk more about outro next week because I'll be shipping it this month, so there's gonna be a lot of
That's
stuff
right.
happening, so we'll have a lot of outro content.
That's right.
But,
We can save some of the more technical stuff for later. We're at an hour and a half. So
yeah, it's a long one.
I got one last one.
You got a
here.
closing one. I like the title of this segment's good,
I got a
so
closing one.
yeah.
So Jinsey Abby had her 2004 digital camera, right?
Right, yeah.
A little
That's
pocket
cool,
cam
yeah.
that's not attached to a phone. Very
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
Very nostalgic. Very Gen Z.
Yeah.
By the way, she came through. She led the parade of people to the various
Mhm.
bars, and we had a great time.
It all happened.
Lots of fun. Lots of hanging out with Laravel people. Highly encourage you to go to Laracon US,
Yes.
because it's a freaking blast. So we were at one of these dinners, and Jinsey Abby pulls out the 2004 camera, starts taking pictures. She sent some to me after, as she did last year with you, me, and John O'Nolan. I got the copies. I saved the copies that she sent me to Google Photos, right?
Yep.
Jennifer and I share Google Photos. And so they show up in Google Photos for Jennifer. And so, I get home and she's like, I want to see, show me all the pictures. And I'm like, I'm showing her. She's like, yeah, I've already seen all these. I'm like, oh, of course you have. But I'm showing her the pictures. And she says, and so, how men can live on not bread alone, but one compliment per year.
Sure.
It's like, that's like, we're
that's all you
riding high.
get, but you're good.
That's all you get.
Yeah.
And Jennifer says, oh, I saw these already. You look really hot in these.
Oh,
and I'm like, that's 10 years.
Look at these.
I'm going to live on that one forever.
You
That's
still got
great.
it.
I just, out of nowhere, I'm like, oh, here's my tech conference. And she's like, you look really hot in these. I'm like, gah.
Nailed it.
So I'd say it's been a pretty good week for old Aaron over here. Feeling good. Getting the adoration of the wife is pretty nice.
That's always fun to get that.
Just want to give a shout out to Jinsey Abby's camera. Thanks for making me look good there.
Painting you in the best light.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
Yep. And the wife is very busy. I don't know if you've heard, you have 4 kids under 4 under 5, whatever it is. So she's a little busy over there. So that is very nice to get the compliment. I always love a compliment.
I love a compliment. Love a compliment.
Yeah, and you still got it. You shared before we left, you shared that picture of 18-year-old Aaron, or however old you were. You were a very attractive young man with the bright white hair spiked up and everything. But you still got it. It's not gone yet.
I still got it, baby.
It's not gone yet.
To the only person that matters, I still got it. And you know what? That feels pretty good.
There you go.
Pretty good.
Well, congratulations on your big win.
I
Very good
appreciate that.
news.
Thank you. It's
I love a
gone quite
compliment.
well for me. I do need to make sure next time I go, I take more pictures because I think I came home with like 4 pictures.
This was the worst conference ever for pictures. Like, I feel like there just wasn't many pictures in general, and then, like, my daughter was asking me, like, "Oh, I want pictures of the party." Like, I had no pictures. I
No
put a
pictures of
call
the
out on
party.
Twitter. Twitter had no pictures. There
No
was, like,
pictures.
literally 2 pictures of the whole like, which, like, was kinda like, "That's awesome." Like, everybody just got in there and was, like, so engaged
Right.
in conversation that they didn't even stop to take a picture, and it was cool. It was, like, a cool venue. There was this big balcony that looked out over the old part
I'm
of
saying.
Amsterdam. It's all lit up and awesome looking. Like, you would think there would have been a bunch of pictures. No
Everybody's just
pictures.
talking about PHP, not taking any
Yeah,
pictures.
so,
It's crazy.
yeah, we need a camera person. We need a
We do need a camera
dedicated.
person.
Just follow us
At
around.
least next year, we need to take like a scene setting photo so I can show
Yeah.
Jennifer this is where
Right.
everything I'm talking about, this is where it happened. Like, there's nobody you can't identify anyone in this photo, but
Right.
this is where the party happened.
Just the vibe of, like, this is the
Yes.
vibe, yeah. Maybe Jennifer has to come. Bring the crew.
I
I'm trying to
told
bring
her,
my crew to Boston.
man, after we looked at those pictures, I was like, you have got to come to one of these things
Yeah.
and you have got to like hang out with us after. I said, the
Yes.
people would love
That's
you.
what I said. I literally said the
They'd
same
be
exact thing to
buying you
Jamie.
drinks.
Yes.
I would be long forgotten.
Long
Everyone would be
forgotten.
standing around
Yes.
Jennifer, just talking to her.
Dude, I
So
had the
she was like, I
same
would love
exact
to
thing.
come. So I think we will try to. I don't think Boston.
Mm,
I don't know. We'll see. But we're definitely going to try to pull it off where Jennifer comes and she
yeah.
goes out and gets to hang with the crew. I think it would be so much fun.
Dude, you bring the kids. I got the babysitter age
Nah, I'm not doing
kids.
that. I'm
We
not
put
doing
them all
that.
in a hotel. It's
No
fine.
way.
They're hanging out.
No, you can fly your kids to Dallas to babysit, but I
Uh,
am not bringing
oh,
4 kids to
jeez.
Boston.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you imagine being like, "Hey, kids, this guy that I know from the internet, you're gonna fly to Dallas and babysit his kids and live in his house for 6 days." Your kids will be like, "What, Dad? What are you
Yeah, that'd be
talking about?"
awesome. They'd love it.
They would love it.
For
Kids love a
one
good.
night. It doesn't have to be every
They
day, right? One night.
they love a
The
good
party night.
caper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the families don't wanna be at Laracon, the event,
No.
too much. You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
Jennifer would spend the day with Abigail Otwell, who also
exactly.
doesn't want to be there except when Taylor's talking,
We
and
got
it would be
the
fine.
wife crew, we get Abby and Jamie and
It'd
Jennifer
be
can all go
so
out and
fun.
hang out, and, like, that could be the day plan. I do wanna bring the kids at some point to the party would be even if I had them, like, I kinda wanna bring them to the conference or to the party at some point just 'cause I think they get a kick out of being like, "People know dad, and that's weird," like that
Mhm.
whole thing, but yeah, so, alright, we'll work that out in the future, but
We'll work it out.
anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. This is a long one. We missed last week, but we made up for it for you. So have a good rest of your week. We'll be back next week. Sponsor the show. Thank you to the sponsors. And yeah, we'll see you with more updates next week. Talk to you later.
See ya.